Now then, how are we doing? Monday, week 14, I believe it is now. I think we're in week 14, we are. Yesterday, I got a comment on one of my videos that was an interesting one, and it's from somebody that I don't know, and I want to talk about it for once. So, somebody mentioned, I can't remember this chap's name, I think it might have been, well, I won't mention the name, in fact. But why I carry on doing these videos when they get so few views, and well, I've talked about it in many videos before, haven't I? The reason I do these videos, these particular ones are for me. I'm not bothered about views. I treat it as a diary. It's good for me to talk about the stuff that's in my head rather than just retreating all the time. And even though I skirt around some of the subjects so that I'm not giving away too many specific details, I think it helps just for me to get things out there. Now, I don't know how I read the comment, if I took it as a positive or as a negative or just as an impassive comment. But I think there's something there that unless perhaps you're getting views on something, that there's no point in doing it. I don't know if it was intended in that way. I don't know. So I'm going to assume that it wasn't, but perhaps it was. And I think I've had comments in the past saying, why do you do them when literally nobody watches them? Well, not literally, but very, very few people. And well, it's a diary for myself. That's one reason. The other reason is I want to get more comfortable talking in front of a camera, and to do that consistently, that helps. So I think we're on day 820 now of doing these every single day. Also, it helps me get more used to using my different camera equipment, just putting something together really fast and getting it up on the internet. So those are the primary drivers for me, I suppose, in why I'm doing this. And is it worth documenting everything? And I think for me it is. As a parent now, I'm hoping that this is something of a legacy if anything were to ever happen to me, to my kid, so that he'd be able to see that perseverance in doing something consistently is a good trait to have as a person. Even if you don't want to do something, going to work's a prime example. You've got to have that consistency in going, haven't you? You've got to do it. It's just part of life. And I've made this part of my life like I made going to the gym part of my life. So I suppose to wrap it all up, it comes back to it being a personal experience for me. I have a couple of different reasons for doing it. None of those are derived from even trying to monetize this, to have an audience or anything like that. I do this entirely for myself. So yeah, anyway, to touch on the rest of it, I've got a week off now, so I've got some significant choices to make, I think, about what I want to do in terms of my future, figure things out. As I kind of alluded to before, I would love to do something in the hobby space that I'm massively passionate about. I don't think that's viable in the current economic climate. But longer term, I would perhaps like to do something in that space if it was financially viable, and that's got to be the thing for me. I want something that makes me happy, that I enjoy doing, but has to be viable enough to allow me to support my family. So yeah, I'm hoping that I'm going to get some enjoyment out of this week, but we'll see. I'm feeling pretty stressed and anxiety about work in general, so I don't know if that's going to work or not. I'm certainly going to try and work through a couple of projects and give my wife a little bit of downtime from the little one and spend some quality time with him as well. So yeah, we've got that Optimus Prime to finish building. Hopefully it'll be finished printing by about 11 a.m. this morning. I'm doing this quite early today because I've got some other bits and pieces I need to do, CVs and that kind of guff. So we'll see. It looks like it's printing fine at the moment, but you never know. I did cock up with ordering the filaments. I ordered PETG rather than PLA, so the finish is going to be a little bit different. I do need to perhaps then get some more coloured PLA. But I'm going to say we'll treat this as a dry run of putting it together. This will be the first time I've put together an actual large-scale model that's been 3D printed. That's not been resin printed for gaming. This is actually a toy for him and me. I'm going to print one for myself. I'm going to print two, in fact. I want a Nemesis Prime and I want a normal Optimus Prime and perhaps an Eva Optimus Prime, but we'll see. Anyway, this has gone on far too long, so I'm going to leave it there. Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow. Be nice to each other, and do things that make you happy for no other reason than you're doing it for yourself. All right, see you.